We have some breaking news for you today. Ford has announced it's expanding the Ford Super Duty production to Canada, creating more jobs there, spending more money there, and creating jobs in the United States as well. They also have talked about an electrified Super Duty coming by the end of the decade, and they're shelving the plans to build a three-row EV SUV at that plant in Canada. That item, yet again, goes up in the air, and we'll see where it lands. Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk. We're on the website, pickuptrucktalk.com. I got some details for you. We'll go over in this video. So what we have is we have the Ford Super Duty production expands to Canada, and EV plans have been shelved. And we'll get more details on this. But the story is that the Super Duty production will expand to Oakville, Canada plant. That plant's currently shuttered. It built the Ford Edge as the last vehicle it had produced. Now, that plant was earmarked for an undisclosed three-row EV SUV. Now, with this production coming, looks like that's going to be moved around again. This move will mean an additional 100,000 trucks will be built annually, or yeah, I think it's annually. 400 more jobs in the EV plant will be provided and billions in investments. Okay. So they touted it as a way to meet the growing needs of the customers, building more of these Ford Super Duties. It's going to be plans to invest $3 billion in the Oakville plant. The EV plans called for $1.3 billion investments. They create 1,800 jobs, 400 more. That's 1,800 jobs total. That's 400 more jobs in EV plans called for. Real shot in the arm for Unifor, the Canadian automakers labor union. Unifor represented employees at Oakville Assembly Complex will return to work in 2026. That's a full year earlier than previously planned, according to the press release. Ford said the next generation of Super Duty will include, quote, multi-energy technology. However, Ford officials declined to elaborate. Jim Farley says Super Duty is a vital tool for business and customers around the world. Even our Kentucky truck plant and Ohio assembly plant running flat out, we cannot meet demand. This move benefits our customers and supercharges our Ford Pro commercial businesses. So I think that statement there talks about how most of these trucks will probably be work trucks. That's what Ford Pro is. It's the commercial arm of Ford. And he says, at the same time, we look forward to introducing the three-row electric utility vehicles, leveraging our experience in building these type of vehicles and our learnings as America's #2 electric vehicle maker. So they haven't backed away from plans completely to build this EV. They just keep moving around. So as an autonews.com story pointed out, at different points in the production plan, Ford intended to build the crossovers in Michigan, Ohio, Mexico, most recently Canada. The company originally planned to begin export in 2023. And I can back that statement up because Unifor has a press release with that as well. Electrified Super Duty. So one of the interesting pieces is the idea of electrified Super Duty. We've talked about this for years now. I bought a 2021 Ford Power Boost years ago, had Pro Power on board. People are like, man, 7.2 kilowatts out there with boondocking camping. Take your fifth wheel, go park it. You got power right there. You don't have to carry a generator. You don't have to carry gas for that. Run off your truck. And I did a bunch of testing with that. And you can run that generator. You can run the F-150 Power Boost all night long and run AC in your RV and use very little gasoline. It's a very efficient system. I like that. Like the zone lighting, press buttons around you, light up things around you. Lots of things that I like about that. Now, for the Super Duty to have that same capability, that power on board, they really need a hybrid. You have to have a bigger battery pack to run that much power. And that's what has people excited. So Unifor spilled even more beans in this with press release, and the press release is right here on unifor.org. And it says, under new plan, Ford Motor Company will begin installation of tooling and equipment for Super Duty production and integrated stamping facility at Oakville Assembly Complex this summer. Production of the current generation Super Duty is forecasted to begin in 2026. It'll take them a year or so to get everything going. Later in the decade, Oakville will begin producing the next generation Super Duty, including an electrified version of the pickup. Oakville will be the sole initial source of multi-energy Super Duty production. So they're going to build it in Canada, and this kind of also tells me that they're going to be a sole source. They're probably not thinking about it. They're going to build many of these, so maybe there's a price point issue there as far as what they think customers are going to buy. But they will produce electrified versions. So, and the thing is, many people will read electrified and they'll go, "Oh, it's fully battery electric." Not necessarily. Hold on, that's a terminology that can span things. Electrified can be many different things. It could mean a hybrid. It could be a plug-in hybrid. It could be a full electric. There's a variety of different things it could be. So now I was I was within arm's distance of Jim Farley at an event in Kentucky for the launch of the current generation Ford Super Duty production. Somebody asked him where the electric only version of the Ford Super Duty is, And he said flat out, we can't build it. It's going to be too heavy. It's too expensive. It just doesn't work for what that Ford Super Duty customer needs. They can't let it charge overnight. They need a work truck to keep going. It doesn't fit for the customer. So that leads me to believe more that this is a hybrid Ford Super Duty coming, which again would make a lot of people happy. I remember the comments back in 2021. People were just really excited about the power on board, and they're really frustrated they couldn't get that in a 3/4 ton or 1 ton. Again, go camping, go work on the farm, work in a ranch. You can have that power right there instead of having to carry a generator with you. It really is useful. Now, other Ford production news, besides the Oakville, Canada news, Ford also said it will add more jobs over time at other plants. And this is really to support that production happening in Oakville. We have approximately 150 jobs at the Windsor Engine Complex, that's in another place in Canada, which will manufacture more V8 engines for the Super Duty. The Sharonville Transmission Plant in Ohio gets a $24 million investment and additional overtime for that plant. Rawsonville Components Plant, well, I think it's Rawsonville Components Plant in Michigan, gets $1 million investment and roughly 20 new jobs. And the Sterling Axle Plant in Michigan gets approximately 50 new jobs. So again, these are all components and pieces to the Ford Super Duty that they're going to need to make more parts to build more of the Super Duties happening in Canada. Unifor had a press release about this because Unifor is pretty excited, as they should be. They're excited about that it's going to come out with in 2026 as well as both conventional electrified versions of Super Duty later this decade. So again, more details. Love the union sharing details. Production at Oakville plant ceased with the final Ford Edge rolling off assembly line in May 2024. Super Duty truck production will replace previous production plans to build battery electric EVs in Oakville. In April 2024, the company announced a decision to delay the launch of the BEV production from 2025 to 2027. Delay resulted in lots of jobs being laid off. So this news, these guys aren't laid off anymore. They can come back to work. They can get going building Super Duties. And so I think that that was the big news with that. All right, what do you guys think? This seems to me like pretty exciting news. We have not only do we have people in Canada going to work, which is great. We have the United States getting more investments. Ford's investing in these plants, which is creating more jobs. I think that's all good things. I'm excited to see more Super Duty production out there, more volume, because maybe that'll help drive down cost, right? Capitalism, supply, demand. If you have more supply, price goes down. You have more demand, tight supplies, price goes up. So I'm hoping that more supply helps with everybody. I'm excited to see that there's going to be an electrified version of Ford Super Duty coming. I've been talking about that for a while, especially with the excellent profile on board, which I talked about in this video of like boondock camping, of all the different reasons you could use it in heavy duty. Remember what, like I said, when they bought the half ton, people were telling me all the time, like, man, this makes sense, but why didn't do the Super Duty first? Like, that's where they want it to be. So I think Ford's was caught a little surprised by that. People thought the Power Boost, when you go hybrid, will get better fuel economy. It doesn't. It's not a fuel economy play at all. It's about the power on board features that you get. And that's what I've said for a while. I don't really care about that much more fuel economy in a full-size truck. Give me more options. Give me more tools. A tool would be having an onboard generator. That's a tool for me. So what do you guys think? Put your comments down below. If you're curious, check out the website at pickuptrucktalk.com. As always, thanks for watching. I will see you down the road.